things were going pretty well for the Raiders in these joint practices. Remember last season, like the first hint that we can be something was how we were handling the Rams in our joint practices.
I mean, during the practice, not the fights.
Yeah, right. Apparently, we are bitch slapping the Pats. Davante Adams, Vic Tafur, and Tashawn Reed of The Athletic, both beat writers, both on site. Vic Tafur tweeted, Adams is bullying the Patriots cornerbacks back-to-back days. This is day 2. Not only that, Hunter Renfrow is having a day 2 so far in one-on-one and 7-on-7 red zone drills. They're tough to contain, and we don't even have Waller out there. So it's not even like they're doing 7-on-7 and they have to contain all of our ones. It's just Hunter and Davante they're worrying about, and they're just bullying these DBs.
That's plenty to worry about.
That's a handful
to worry about.
Right?
Yeah, and this is what we talked about. And I talked about it at length. Both Hunter Renfrow and Davante Adams know how to get open quickly. They know how to get open in small spaces. So red zone drills for them is like easy money.
Yeah,
and especially when there's 2 of them at the same time. Yeah, that's going to be pretty rough on the defense. And these are some of the things that lead to a longer career when you're able to get open, not using top-end speed, just using timing and setting up a route and leverage to get open. Yeah, man, these guys, and like I said, as quick and as we've seen Hunter Renfrow do those, 3, 4, 5 juke moves to get open. Well, imagine that. Taller, faster, bigger, better hands. That's Davante Adams. It's like the same when it comes to that.
Is there any part of you that's like, what the fuck is McDaniels doing? Because we play the Pats in the actual season, and we play them in the preseason, and we're doing 2 joint practices. It's like you're going to give the defensive genius that is Bill Belichick 3 different looks at your offense?
Nah, honestly, I think it's you're doing a little bit more than you would during a preseason game. You're showing a little bit more, but again, it's not a full-on game plan specifically for the Patriots and their style defense.
Maybe not game plan, right? Like I'm sure Josh McDaniels has the wisdom to not open up the playbook completely, but I think Hunter Renfrow, like Davante, they're competitive. They're not going to want to get beat by a corner. Like Hunter's got some super secret tap dancing moves, man. Like that Texas 2-step of his, it's hard to beat, and you watch it on film, but if you get to actually go against it, a 1-versus-1, and kind of get a feel of it a little bit, I don't know. I'd keep that thing under my blouse.
That's what Belichick's keeping a couple of things under his blouse.
They're trying to bust out. That's the problem.
I know. Let those puppies breathe, baby.
Vic Tafur also tweeted Tuesday, passing drills. Renfrow eats up Patriots Bryant. Turner with a nice double move and catches deep pass in left corner from Carr. So Carr's just like dropping touchdown bombs everywhere. Red zone, deep passes, small passes. You knew he was going to sync with Davante Adams quickly, and he's only going to sync more and more with Hunter. Like as good as Hunter is, right? I feel like he's still like blossoming. Like I feel like he's still maturing, like a teenager, right?
Well, the thing is, it's like I just talked about how similar Hunter and Davante are in short spaces, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if Hunter can grab from Davante some of the similar moves and setups to get open further down the field and stay open, that could open up a whole new can of worms for defenses out across the NFL. Because if you get 2 guys that are like this, who aren't afraid to go over the middle, who aren't afraid to get the tough catch, who have great hands, who have great awareness, who are heady players, and also have those kind of skills, you combine all that together and are crazy hard workers, that's going to be tough when you got 2 of those guys.
Big Tafur also tweeted back-to-back deep touchdown passes from Carr to Adams and Hollins as DMX blares in the background. Raiders opening up shot on the Patriots again. The reason they were playing DMX in the background is Josh McDaniels was using some of the terminology to call plays in a 2-minute drill. And the offensive players on the Pats were listening and were trying to signal the defensive players what the plays were because it's the same terminology. And so that happened on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, they started blaring like loud music. So they couldn't hear it. The Pats can't even help themselves. They have to cheat in joint practices. Like you're just there to get work. And yet they can't help themselves because cheating is just forged into their DNA.
It's the competitive nature that they have there. They need to make sure that they win. But I'll tell you something, man. Right now, I am very optimistic about Carr's season for this main reason.
Mm-hmm.
When Carr is confident, he's going to be able to just let it loose a little bit more. And that's what seems like it's happening now. It sounds like he's more confident in his targets. He's more confident. Well, with Davante Adams, just makes him more confident. Just that one guy right there makes him more confident. So passing to other guys, it's something that maybe he lacked a little bit coming out of losing Amari Cooper, losing Crabtree, having who knows what, God knows
6
who.
different offensive coordinators.
Yeah, right. Now it's like, hey. Let me. I'm not just going to tell you what the offense is. I'm going to involve you in building this offense, make you a part of this. Mm-hmm. Oh, and let me get you your most comfortable guy throwing to in the entire planet, plus another guy who's kind of a smaller clone of him. Oh, and then a deep or a matchup nightmare. Hollins is also a matchup nightmare. So you get 2 guys that are matchup nightmares in Waller and Hollins. It's going to build a lot of confidence for Derek Carr, and he has the arm talent, man. He had it coming out. Even coming out of college, the big thing was in between his ears. Can he get out of his own head to be able to let those talents just flourish and build? And he's got the talent, man, to do it. And that confidence is going to be huge for us.
So naturally, the Raiders beat writers are going to pump up how well the Raiders are doing, right? Like a lot of people look at beat writers like, oh, they're so negative. It's like, no, they're just more objective than most fans. Some of them are negative. Some of them are very negative. But I feel like most of the Raider beat writers, there's the obvious. I feel like most of the Raider beat writers are pretty positive. Generally, like a sunny outlook on the Raiders, more or less. And certainly when you have a giant Raider following on social media, you tweet something good about them, you're going to get more retweets and stuff like that. And so Raider fans were getting pumped on these tweets. But the Pats beat writers were saying basically the same things as well.
Exact thing, yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's good that we're getting confirmation. I just want you to look at this one tweet. So this was the back-to-back deep touchdown passes from Carr to Adams and Hollins. This Pats fan chimes in, well, it wasn't all that way. And he quote tweets another beat writer, Andrew Callahan, who said, Patriots defense in 11 on 11s. Patriots won 5 of 9 snaps, allowed 2 touchdowns and a big inside run. Matt Judon earned a sack, run stuff, pass broken up. Davante Adams smoked Jack Jones for a long touchdown. Mack Hollins beat Terrence Mitchell for another. So this guy, Shy Mike Sullivan on Twitter, Cheyenne Sully 14, is all, whoa. There was more to it than just that, right? It wasn't just like 2 deep touchdown passes. There was 9 snaps. And I'm like, so the Raiders only scored a touchdown every 4.5 snaps. Got it. Like, this wasn't the ownage you thought it was, Mike Sullivan. He's like, no. Like, we did some good stuff too. It's like we had 2 long touchdown passes and 11 snaps. So you're saying every 4.5 snaps, the Raiders are going to score a long touchdown pass. Like,
and a long run.
Talk about a self-ownage. Like, every other play is either a touchdown or a big run. Like, okay, I'll take it.
The thing is, too, that the thing that's encouraging as well is we heard that there was smokage of a Pats DB, and we heard 3 different names that got smoked. It wasn't that they were picking on the same guy over and over again. It's different dudes across that defensive backfield.
Like, who's next? Who can cover this guy? Who can cover Davante? Who can cover Hunter? The answer is nobody.
Nobody.
How much do you read into this? The Raiders smoking the Pats.
I read quite a bit for a few reasons. The familiarity that McDaniels and Belichick have with one another, I think that they're able to show a little bit more, right? Because they know what the other person runs anyway, so why try to hide it? It's like even the terminology. Okay, we're going to get good work here, and we're not going to try to play a little game like, dude, he knows what we run. He knows this shit. Let's just fucking do it because he knows already. Why are we going to hide it? Let's just get this good work. Belichick is known for having a great defensive backfield. That's what he's known for. He's building up, he builds up these undrafted free agents and late round draft picks, and he makes them bazillionaires after their first contract, right? And just again, the confidence that's shown, just drop and that confidence is just going to build because of why they're getting there. Everyone's working hard. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's holding each other accountable. We see it translating to the preseason games with low penalties. The hard work's paying off. Everyone's buying in. So that makes everyone want to work harder going forward. So I think we can take a lot of good from this.
So I feel like this lets us know that what we think is going to be good sure sounds great. Carter Adams, Carter Renfrow, offensive rhythm, familiarity in the passing game, all the things that we had high expectations for, looks like it's happening. But it tells us nothing about our biggest problem. Because when you do joint practices, quarterbacks still have red jerseys, and you don't touch them. And what's the biggest concern on our offense? Pass protection from the O-line. So that's the other part too, is Carr doesn't have to worry about running for his life because Leatherwood is being an open turnstile for Joey Bosa or whoever.
God, I hope it's not Leatherwood.
So that part is out of the equation, and that's the biggest possible thorn in our side. So all this great stuff I'm hearing is awesome. If pass protection's there, Carr and company are flying. Great. That's what we expected. Mwah. Awesome. But the biggest question mark we have, we got zero answer for that in these, which is, I guess, not to piss in the Cheerios of all this great news, but that's always going to be in the back of my mind until I see it actually happen in the regular season.
Yeah, that's a hard one, man, especially when it's so controlled. You don't get that flow of the game. The guy's a little bit tired. Maybe you're switching in and out a couple of defensive ends on a tackle that's been in for the entire drive. Yeah, you don't know those situations can't be mimicked.
Congratulations for making it all the way to the end of our video. If you want Darren Waller to catch 20 touchdown passes next season and for Max Crosby to have 30 sacks, go ahead and subscribe and click the next video.